I get this question all the time. Why don't people comment on my posts? It seems like no one is responding to my engagement stickers in stories. Why won't anyone pay attention to my account? There are several reasons why this could be happening, but the obvious glaring reasons I'm about to share with you. If you feel frustrated, if you don't understand why no one will purchase your product or even comment on your posts, why people seem like they just stay away from your Instagram account, this is for you. Hey there, it's Ruthie from RuthieGray.mom, and welcome to Instagram Insider Hacks. So easy, your mom can do it. This is the podcast that teaches you how to authentically deliver your message in a non-pushy way. If you want to receive engagement and investment on your Insta time, listen in. And now, here's your host, me, Ruthie Gray. The best way to get engagement on Instagram is, number one, stop talking about your product. Don't talk about it in every post. Don't keep saying, my coaching, my coaching, my coaching. Head to my link in bio to sign up for my health product. You need better health. Let me be your fitness coach. All of these things in every single post are why you're repelling your target audience. Stop talking at your audience and start saying what they want and need to hear. I will share more ideas about what they want and need to hear and how to determine that in a moment. Number two, your Instagram account, even though it's yours, is not about you. You have to make it about them. Make it about your target audience. Who are you trying to reach? What are their desires? What are their fears? What are their needs? What are their concerns? What are their struggles? Make it about them. Also, think about what they like to do. What does your target audience enjoy doing? And share some of that too. Do they like humor? Share humor. Do they like hiking? Share lots of fun hiking pictures. Don't make it about your own agenda. Offer things that your target audience likes. Number three, share more of your life. This is where the people come to know the person behind the account. Y'all know I've said before, you must share the real person there. That's what people want to know about. Because before you share your product, they need to gain some common ground with you. You need to earn their trust. And the way to do that is by sharing more of you, more of your quirks, more of your humor, more of what you do in daily life, whether you take a daily walk, whether you have a pet llama, do you love to ice skate? I don't know. Just share the things you love to do. Now, you may be saying, okay, so you don't want me to keep talking about my product. You want me to make my account more about my ideal audience member, and you want me to share more of my life. How do I do that? All right, let's get down to brass tacks. Here are 3 tips for you to do this. Number 1, if you're not using stories, you need to start. And you need to use engagement stickers in stories at least 3 times a week. If you don't know anything about stories, if stories are foreign to you, if it feels weird, then you need to take my free 7-day Instagram story challenge. It's on my blog at RuthieGray.mom. It's also in my link in bio. If you hit my link in my Instagram bio, you'll see a square at the top that says 7-day Instagram story challenge. Hit that sucker and sign up for it. It's an email series. It's interactive. You will meet me in the DM and we will chat, and you will learn how to do some fun things and use stickers and create more engagement in your stories. That's where you start. Along with this idea of using engagement stickers and stories, let me give you some more practical tips. So right off the bat, you don't want to share about your product in stories either. This is not about you. It's not about your agenda. It's about getting to know your audience. So what you do is you share a little bit about yourself. Let's say you do take a morning walk. Put a poll. Take a picture of your tennis shoes or a boomerang of your tennis shoes going back and forth, or a picture of the landscape around you on your morning walk, and post an engagement sticker right there, a poll, and ask them a question. Do you take a morning walk? It can be yes or no. Either way, you can message them with the arrow beside their response and say, if you don't take a morning walk, do you do something else for exercise? Do you have a treadmill? Do you like to run? What do you like to do for exercise? Something like that. And then for the yes people, it's easy. You say something like, where do you walk? Do you walk outside? Do you walk on a treadmill? What do you like about walking? I love to walk. It helps me clear my thoughts for the day. Something like that. Here's another tip for an engagement sticker. Quizzes. Now, if you look at the quizzes, it looks like, there's just one right answer, but you can use quizzes a different way. And this is another easy way to get engagement in your stories. Let's say you want to talk about your best choice of morning drink. Okay. So you post a picture of your morning drink. And then in the quiz, you say, what's your favorite morning drink? And you give them some options like coffee, tea, a smoothie, Diet Coke. I don't know. Just, throw something out there and let them just tap. People love to tap to answer. They hate to comment to answer unless you get them in the habit. Now, eventually, if you keep using these stickers and making it about them, then they're going to start responding to you in the DM. Also use question stickers. The other day, I did a sticker and I posted a picture in my stories, actually in my feed, and then I posted it 2 stories of where I live in West Virginia. And it's a landscape and it's a beautiful picture of the mountains in the background with a bridge. And I said, I live in West Virginia. What state do you live in? And I posted the question sticker in stories and I got all kinds of answers. Everybody wanted to tell me what state they lived in. And after that, I took a screenshot of it and I hit the @mentioned sticker and tagged each person and put it over their response and shared it to stories. People love that. And when you do that, more people want to answer your questions because they want to shout out too. And a lot of times they'll reshare your post, which gets more eyes on your stuff. So start talking to your people in stories using engagement stickers. Number 2, share more of your daily life in stories. Now, I kind of touched on this in number 1, but let's go a step further. What are some hobbies that you like to do? Do you run? Do you crochet? Right now, are you in rehab for a broken ankle or a wrist? That's what you're doing right now. It's not a hobby, but it's what you're doing. It's part of your life. Share that. I guarantee you there are people out there that are doing the same thing as you, and they see you sharing that and they're like, no way, me too. I have this problem too. Think of just different things that you do throughout your day. Maybe you homeschool children and you ask them, do you homeschool too? Maybe you go to the library a lot. Maybe your passion is reading. You can post the book that you recently read or are reading and say, have you read this book? There are so many ways that you can share your day-to-day life. If you're a caregiver, this is something that I do constantly. And I'll tell you a secret. This is how I attract my ideal audience. My ideal audience, as you know, if you've listened to my intro in episode 1 about how Instagram can work for you, my intro is my ideal audience member is an empty nester like me. She's in my season of life. She's a caregiver. There are a couple other audience members, ideal audience members in that, but you'll have to go back to that to listen to what they are, because you may not fit this pattern, but chances are you probably do. You have grandchildren. You are in your empty nest season. And so I will share about my grandkids. I'll share about caregiving. My dad just passed away, and I'm still taking care of my mom. I've been caregiving them for 10 years now. And so one time I shared in my stories, well, I've shared more than once about this season, and I share lots of pictures of the inside of doctors' offices and, hospitals. And I have a hospital project with, it's embroidery, and I share pictures of that. You'll see that all through my feed, that I worked on this project while my dad was in his last months of life in and out of hospitals. And people related to that, and they followed my dad's progress, and they followed my story and my grief story, and yet my God story, and they connected with me, and I reached more and more people through that. Now, y'all know that my product is, I'm an Instagram coach. I do personal coaching, and I also have coaching group memberships. And by sharing my life with other people, they've gotten to know me, they've gotten to like me, they've said, hey, me too, I'm in the caregiving season too, but I need to learn this Instagram thing, and I really like you. What can you do for me? What are your coaching packages? How can you help me? Sign me up somewhere. This is how sharing more of your life and everyday stories will help you, and also in your feed. So number 3 tip to do this is ask good questions in your feed. Have fun posts. Like I said, I shared in my feed last week, it was about my state, my beautiful state of West Virginia. So I talked about that with my graphic of the beautiful West Virginia hills and the mountains and the bridge. And I said, what state are you from? Do you have wildlife there? Everyone wanted to answer that question. Now, a lot of times, commenting can feel like, trying to run through water. It feels like a chore. But people really, I evoked an emotion there. People wanted to share with me where they live and what they love about their state, and if they do have wild hedgehogs or armadillo or whatever, and that they do really hate snakes. That's what you want to do in your feed. You want to make it about them. So to wrap up, the best way to get engagement on Instagram is stop talking at your audience, stop talking about your product, and start talking about them. Share more of your life. Use engagement stickers 3 times a week in stories. Share your everyday life in stories, what you do, and start having conversations in the DM. Stop making this about your agenda and just share and talk. Ask good questions. And then after you start seeing an uptick on engagement, then you can start sprinkling in about your message, your product, what you offer. But first, you must ask about them. So I've shared before, it's got to be share, and then you ask. Share, ask. So keep asking your people about them. Make your account about them. Now, I want to know if you found this helpful. And if you did, I would love for you to snap a picture of this episode and share it in your stories and tag me with the @mention sticker. And even better than that, if you want to go one more step farther in helping out the podcast, Instagram Insider Hacks So Easy Your Mom Can Do It, leave me a rating, hopefully 5 stars, and give me a review. I would love that. give you virtual chocolate or coffee, your choice. All right, that's all for today. Let's get to it. Make your Instagram work for you and make it about them. See you next week.